Well, Jason, seems like we had some colder weather earlier in the week, but things are warming up. But from the looks of things, they're warming up not really in a good way.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be 60 degrees as we get into down east. And it's also going to be 30s and 20s and snowing in the mountains. Typical Maine December, Jack. Everything getting thrown at us. Now, live radar in the last couple of minutes or so is all clear. We had that black ice situation this morning up around Waterville, very isolated. Cold air was trapped at the surface, at the ground level. That's all gone now. So we're going to turn the page and turn our eyes up to the next storm coming, this is the headline with that right now. High wind warning, Hancock, Washington. So for those two counties along the coastline, that's where the wind gusts are going to be 60, 70, even 75 miles an hour up to hurricane force. That's why the warning is up. A watch is up all the way southern coast, Capital Region, Casco Bay, all the way up into a portion of the county and down east for a potential there for 50, 60, even 65 or more for mile-an-hour wind there. Now, flood watches are up because of the heavy rain, and also you're going to have that snow melt. You're going to have high dew points, which snow doesn't like that, and you're also going to have heavy rain. So the rivers, the streams, the creeks are going to rise where you see this happening here, all of the green popping up outside of the highest peaks. So here's kind of a summary of the storm. What you need to know, it's rain, wind, snow, mostly the first two, not the latter. Late Sunday into Monday, heavy rain for most. Highest wind at the coast I showed you down east, and some mountain snow. That's going to bring a power outage threat with this storm, which is not going to be statewide, but it definitely is there. Now, as we get to Sunday night, 8 o'clock, I'm going to stop it. This is the first batch of heavy rain starting to move into the foothills, all the way up into the central and northern highlands, the north woods. And then I'll stop it at 11 o'clock, where you see cold air making its way in here, not quite to Maine yet, eastern Canada, but here's that line of heavy rain, 40s, 50s popping up, basically foothills over towards Lewis and Auburn, down to the Capital Region. The coast not getting it until about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning Monday. Here's that batch of rain. It's a wall of rain. Reds popping up. It's a rainfall rate of more than an inch an hour. 2 o'clock in the morning while you're sleeping, you'll hear it pelting in the roof, pelting in the windows, and it just continues at 5 o'clock in the morning, getting up for that morning rush hour commute. You have problems here. Mid-coast, Penobscot Bay, down east, you've got big problems with heavy rain, rising creeks and streams. And then at this point, 7 o'clock in the morning, it is pouring in Washington, Hancock, heading down off into the islands, Penobscot Bay, and snow is working in now to the Boundary Plateau, the western mountains, and we're drying out in Portland by about 10 o'clock in the morning. And then the storm is pretty much over by noon, except for snow up in Millinocket, Katahdin, up in the North Woods, the Allagash, and it's done by Monday evening. That west wind, dry slot comes in. So the wind is not going to be as much as advertised a day ago because of the cold front being a little bit more offshore, but still, those Halloween, Christmas or holiday decorations are going to blow around and maybe the neighbor's yard, especially along the coastline Monday. So you really want to watch out here. 57, 50, those wind gusts are going to take Santa, the reindeer, yes, down the street. So you want to bring that stuff inside tomorrow morning. Rainfall is going to be significant, 1 to 2 wrapping around here, 2 to 3 for most of the state, and 3 to 4 inches in the Capital Region heading down to Casco Bay and the Kennebec River Valley. So really watch out there for the flood risk. Storm warning is up for the mariners, as you might imagine, with this storm coming through. Not coming at a huge, high astronomical tide situation, but still, it is going to be about 10 to 15 feet as we get into later Sunday into Monday. And that storm is gone by Monday night into Tuesday. By Wednesday, it's sun and clouds, 30s, and then we cool down on Thursday to 28. Warming back up quickly, though, to Friday to 40. But I can tell you at the coast, it's going to be bumpy. But even away from the coast, we're going to have issues. So up in Augusta, in Lewis and Auburn, I mean, all the way to the Kennebec River Valley. This is not a storm that's just going to be confined to one part of Maine, Jack.
This is some pretty serious stuff to keep track of as we head into the beginning of the week.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Jason. Appreciate it.